7 a.m. A 5-star hotel in Amman. You, Hamas's most trusted courier, have just placed a leather briefcase containing 680,000 nas in cash and 12 forged passports on the table. You pull the curtains, look out at the still sleeping city, and smile confidently. Jordan is forbidden territory. Mossad would never dare set foot here. You are dead wrong. Less than 40 hours from now, in this very room, a stranger will sit across from you. Place on the table your younger brother's medical permit stamped in bright red ink and say as calmly as a breeze, "Hello Khalil. From now on you work for us. Or you can meet Jordanian intelligence tomorrow morning. You will not be arrested. You will not be tortured. You will voluntarily betray everything and become the most valuable asset Mossad ever flipped from Hamas in an entire decade. No gunfire, no diplomatic scandal. Just one briefcase, one life-saving document, and what is 7 minutes? That decided the fate of an entire terrorist network. This is the operation former Mossad commanders called one as the bloodless masterpiece, on the internal codename, the Courier. And today, for the first time ever, it is told in full, in Vietnamese, only on over the ghosts of strategy. Welcome to the place where the ghosts of intelligence still walk among us. Hold your headphones tight, because from the next second on you won't dare blink. Ghosts of Strategy, where the truth is more terrifying than any movie you've ever seen. Let's begin, right now. Rewind to the summer of 2003. Israel was no longer a country, it was a killing ground. The Second Intifada had entered its third year. From 2000 to 2003, more than 1,000 Israeli civilians were dead, nearly 10,000 wounded, mostly women, children, and the elderly. A cold statistic on average, at least one suicide bombing every week. You could turn on the TV at any hour and see the same familiar scenes. Bus number 19 in Jerusalem explodes on Jaffa Road. 11 dead, 4 of them school children in white and blue uniforms. Hillel Cafe in downtown Jerusalem reduced to ashes because a 19-year-old carried 5 kilograms of C4s in his backpack. Mahane Yehuda market, where housewives shopped in the morning, suddenly turned into hell when a bomber detonated himself right in the middle of the bread stall. Survivor described the terror only those who lived there can understand. You get on a bus and look around, wondering who will be next. A mother in Tel Aviv admitted, "I started kissing my children before school because I didn't know if they'd come home that night." And behind every single death stood one organization, Hamas. Hamas wasn't just terrorism, it was a perfect machine, recruiting suicide bombers in Gaza and the West Bank, paying their families 25,000 palal if the mission succeeded. Explosives factories in Nablus underground, chemical labs in Khan Yunis, and most importantly, the most sophisticated, all-cash financial system in the Arab world at the time. But they needed a safe bridge to move money from Tehran, Doha, and Beirut to Gaza without leaving a single bank trace. They chose Jordan as their logistics hub. Jordan in 2003 was the strangest piece of land in the Middle East, officially at peace with Israel since 1994. On paper, Mossad was banned from setting foot there. Yet 60% of the population were of Palestinian origin, many sympathetic to Hamas and radical Islam. Amman became the ultimate grey zone, where Hamas operatives could check into 5-star hotels, meet openly, receive money, receive orders, then vanish. Hamas thought they were untouchable. They forgot one thing. Mossad had burned into its soul since 1956. Laws only bind fools. We are not fools. While ordinary citizens in Tel Aviv learned to live with air raid sirens, a small team in the basement of Mossad headquarters was about to do something unprecedented. They would destroy Hamas's financial network without ever sending a single agent into Jordan. They would do it from computer screens in Tel Aviv. 600 kilometers came away, and the perfect prey walked straight into the trap. Khalil, their most loyal courier. But that's the story for part 3. For now, remember this feeling. When a nation has to teach its children how to spot suspicious backpacks, intelligence has no choice but to become monsters in the dark. They were about to do something still referred to as Clean without a single gunshot. Have you ever held $1 million in cash? It weighs about 10 kilos, as thick as 2 bricks, and the smell of fresh ink makes you nauseous. In 2003, Hamas needed exactly that amount, once a month like clockwork. Why not wire transfer? Because wire transfers leave traces. The US, Europe and Israel can freeze accounts in 24 hours. Cash, however, only needs one man with a black briefcase crossing the Allenby Bridge or Queen Alia Airport. No banks, no SWIFT, no paperwork, just the smell of ink and the smell of blood. And that man was Khalil. The system was terrifyingly perfect, money collected in Tehran and Doha by donors in perfect suits, packed into about $10,000 bricks, vacuum sealed, wrapped in black plastic, hidden in Samsonite suitcases with false bottoms, flown business class to Amman, where no one dares search the luggage of wealthy Arab businessmen. Stay exactly 24 to 48 hours in one of 3 5-star hotels in the diplomatic quarter, Grand Continental, Intercontinental or Le Méridien. Meet 3-4 business partners at the breakfast buffet, hand over the suitcase under the table or in the men's toilet. Same day, fly out again, leaving the suitcase in the room. A Palestinian housekeeper would move it onward to Gaza overland. Jordan was the perfect paradise. Customs officers close their eyes for a $2,000 envelope. Tourist police don't dare ask for papers from rich Arab guests. And most importantly, Mossad was officially banned. Hamas became arrogant. In an intercepted phone call from 2002, a Hamas finance commander in Beirut laughed. Once the money reaches Amman, it's as good as in Gaza. Israel wouldn't dare make a sound there. They didn't know that at that exact moment in the basement of Mossad HQ in Glilot, a 28-year-old technician staring at 6 screens, eyes bloodshot from lack of sleep, whispered to his superior, "I just saw the same guy with the same false bottom suitcase for the 4th time in 6 months. He always stays in room 2808 Grand Continental, and he always pays cash with brand new 100 bills." At 02:14 am, the internal designation was typed, Target Khalil, Courier Grade A. From that second, the silent hunt began. No boots on Jordanian soil, not a single agent in sight, just one vulnerability that in 2003 almost every 5-star hotel had: unencrypted security camera feeds. That was how Mossad turned the entire city of Amman into a transparent glass cage while Hamas still thought they were flying free. Next part, how they hacked an entire capital city with nothing but an internet connection and turned Hamas's most loyal man into their perfect puppet. If you can still hear the rustle of banknotes in your ears, you are already hooked. Part 2 begins in 3, 2, 1. Don't take your eyes off the screen, because from now on it's only a matter of time before Khalil walks into room 2880 and never comes out the same man again. April 2003, Unit 18200 basement, Glilot, Israel. A 24-year-old lieutenant known only as our real name, still redacted in every document, sits in front of 12 monitors, eyes red like a vampire. He has just discovered a repeating pattern across 3 5-star hotels in Amman. 7 different men, but always the same false bottom suitcases. Always paying cash, always staying exactly 36 hours. Always meeting at the breakfast buffet and never speaking directly in the lobby. R throws down his headphones and whispers loudly, "They're using Amman as a mobile money vault." Within 48 hours, Task Force Black Cash is formed. 38 people, none allowed to leave Israel. Single objective: find the big fish coordinating the cash flow. Their method in 2003 sounded like science fiction. 1. List every 5-star hotel in Amman frequented by Arab guests, narrowed to 9. 2. A Cypriot shell company sends hotel management software promotion emails with a malicious exe. 7 out of 9 the managers downloaded. 3. Reverse connection established into the security camera systems. 90% still analog, unencrypted, transmitted over coaxial cable. 4. From Tel Aviv they watch 184 cameras in 7 hotels, live 24/7, storing 90 days of footage continuously. In 11 days they filter down to 41 suspects. On day 12, one man appears for the 4th time in 6 months. Always room 2808. Always the same black Tumi briefcase, always meets 3-5 others, then disappears. Facial recognition. 97% match. Fake name Ahmad Masri, import-export businessman. Real name Ali Khalil. From that moment he is tagged as a priority alpha. Everything about him is sucked into a single folder codenamed Ghost Courier. They start peeling him layer by layer without ever leaving their chairs. GSM signals from 3 cell towers in Amman intercepted. Every call listened to live. His real Jordanian passport electronically flagged every time it passes a border. Even ceiling corridor footage used to build a 3D model of how he walks, how he holds the briefcase, how he glances left before lying. In just 19 days. Mossad knew more about Khalil than his own wife did. Habit of drinking whiskey neat. Goes to bed at 1:14 am. Always checks under the bed before opening the briefcase. And most crucially, his younger brother dying in the West Bank because he can't get into Israel for a kidney transplant. By June 7, 2003, the operation commander wrote one line in the log. Target fully mapped, leverage identified, ready for false flag approach. Translation. The prey is completely in our hand. Now we just wait for Khalil to walk into room 2808 one more time. July 2003. Ghost Courier War Room Glilot. Lights on 24/7. 4 walls covered in photos, charts, relationship maps. In the center, a 1-meter blow-up of Khalil's face, eyes circled in red, handwritten below. Leverage is a Rami. Kidney failure. Hadassah. Waiting list number 47. They had stripped him to the bone in under 45 days, without ever meeting him. This is what Mossad knew that Khalil thought no one knew. He always sets his alarm for 6 to 12 am, no matter if his flight is at noon. Always drinks 2 Jameson whiskies neat, pours out 2/3 of the second glass. When counting money, always starts with $100, $50, 25 bills, never the other way around. Every night before sleep calls his mother in Gaza at exactly 0047. Talks for exactly 4 minutes 30 seconds, never more, never less. And the most important, his brother Rami. 29, end-stage kidney failure. Maximum 4 months to live without transplant. Application to enter Hadassah Medical Center in Israel submitted November 2002. Frozen for 247 days because guarantor linked to terrorism. Mossad didn't just have the application. They had Rami's full secret medical file, blood type O+ dialysis, 3 times a week prognosis, dead before Christmas 2003 without transplant. One evening, the operation commander, Colonel Y, real name still classified, stood in front of the team, tapped Khalil's photo and said one sentence that chilled the room. We don't need to shoot him, we just need to hold that kidney a few more weeks and he'll get on his knees begging to work for us. They had everything. 127 intercepted phone calls, 842 photos from hotel cameras, 11 tracked flight itineraries, and 1 life-saving permit already prepared, waiting for the final signature. The complete 9 cm thick dossier was stamped in red and placed on the Mossad director's desk with one line. Target ready for recruitment. Method false flag single, agent 9-minute window. Success probability 94%. August 19, 2003. 23:51. Room 2808, Grand Continental Amman. Khalil has just showered, wearing the hotel's white bathrobe, places the briefcase with $680,000 on the glass table. Before he can unlock it, the lights go out. Absolute darkness. A calm voice in perfect Beirut accented Arabic comes from behind him. Don't turn around. Don't turn on the light. Sit in the armchair, hands on your thighs. Khalil freezes. Through the crack under the door hallway, light reveals a European man in a grey suit already sitting on the sofa. Legs crossed, holding a thick stack of photographs. He introduces himself with a cover name, Martin, Swiss private security company. But only 7 seconds later, Martin uses his real name, Hello Khalil. Or do you prefer Ahmad Masri today? Martin turns on the small desk lamp. Just enough light for the horror movie to begin. He flips the photos slowly. 1. Khalil receiving the false bottom suitcase at Beirut airport June 17. 2. Khalil counting money in room 2808, filmed from the ceiling camera May 4th. 3. Khalil handing an envelope to a suicide bomber in Ramallah, July 29th. 4. And the final photo. His brother Rami on oxygen next to the medical permit, stamped in fresh red. Approved. Mossad clearance. Effective immediately. Martin speaks in a flat, emotionless voice. I'm giving you exactly 9 minutes. The clock is running. He places a black Nokia 6210X on the table. Green screen glowing. Option 1, you refuse. At 6 a.m. tomorrow, Jordanian Mukhabarat receives all this evidence. You'll rot in Al Jafar prison. Option 2, you jump from the balcony. Hamas will release a suicide out of guilt video within 24 hours. Your family gets the $25,000 martyr payment. Option 3, you take this phone. Continue your work exactly as before. Report to me every cash shipment, every meeting. Rami gets his kidney transplant next week at Hadassah. All expenses paid by us. You receive $8,000 a month into a Liechtenstein account and you get to live. You have 6 minutes 40 seconds left. The air in the room is heavy as lead. Khalil's teeth chatter from shaking. Martin says nothing more, just watches the clock. 47 seconds left. Khalil's trembling hand reaches out, grabs the phone, holds down the number 1 key for 5 seconds. Green light blinks once. Tin stands up, whispers the final words before opening the door. Welcome to the other side. From now on, you are still Hamas's Khalil. But every night, you will sleep with us. The door closes softly. Khalil sits there until dawn, clutching the Nokia like he's clutching his brother's kidney. From the night of August 19, 2003, Khalil never slept soundly again. Every night at exactly 02:14, the Nokia 6310i vibrates once, no ringtone. He has to step onto the balcony, turn on the red flashlight, enter a 12-digit code, then read aloud every dollar amount, every name, every meeting location for the next day. When finished, he vomits in the bathroom sink, then lies back down next to the briefcase still full of Hamas's blood money. For the next 630 days. Khalil became the most perfect intelligence machine Mossad ever owned. The results were chilling. 100% of cash shipments reported in advance. Exact amounts to the dollar routes recipients. 7 suicide bombings stopped before the bombers even boarded the bus. 34 mid-level Hamas operatives arrested during routine patrols. 3 C4 factories in Nablus and Gaza destroyed by pinpoint airstrikes at 3 a.m. 0 civilian casualties. More than 19 million seized or diverted. Hamas never understood how. Mossad called this the art of killing with false explanations. To protect Khalil, they played a terrifying balancing act. Only acted on 47% of the intelligence he provided, left 73% untouched, so Hamas would never suspect a high-level mole. Every arrest had a fake cover story. US satellite intercepts CIA tip random checkpoint. They even deliberately let one $400,000 shipment go through just to keep Hamas calm. Khalil was paid $8,000 a month like clockwork into a Liechtenstein account under a Panamanian shell company. His brother Rami received the transplant successfully and is alive and healthy in the West Bank today, never knowing that kidney was bought with the blood of the very organization his brother once served. But the real price was the sleepless nights. In a secret 2004 recording at 3 a.m., Khalil whispered into the phone, "I no longer know who I am. I pray 5 times a day, but I don't know who I'm asking for forgiveness. 730 days. Not once did he meet his handler in person. Just the Nokia 6310i and a beating kidney in his brother's chest. March 2005. After 19 months without a scratch, Hamas started smelling something wrong. 3 consecutive cash shipments accidentally seized at Allenby Bridge. A finance commander in Gaza screamed on the phone, "There's a rat, find it, before I cut the throats of its entire family." On March 14th, Khalil received sudden orders, "Suspend all activities. Come to Damascus immediately." That was the end. At 10:07 a.m. on March 17th, the Nokia 6310i vibrated 3 times in a row. An emergency code never used before. Message only the 7 words. Run. South fence. 0230. No light. Khalil took nothing but his real passport, $4,000 cash, and a bottle of water. The black briefcase with all $727 was left locked in the hotel safe. 02:29 a.m. Southern Jordanian desert near the Israeli border. 8 degrees C, no moon, no stars. Khalil stands shivering in the sand, seeing nothing but endless darkness. 02:31. 2 infrared flashes, 300 meters away. A black Land Cruiser with no plates races toward him. Door cracks open. The familiar voice of Martin Run. You have 14 seconds before the Jordanian patrol arrives. Khalil dives in. The moment the door shuts, the vehicle shoots forward, all lights off, disappearing into the night. Behind them, a Mossad Kidon team has just cut a 40-meter gap in the border fence with battery-powered bolt cutters. 02:47. The vehicle stops behind a dune inside Israeli territory. Martin hands Khalil a new passport, new name, and a plane ticket Tel Aviv, Madrid, a European city that will never be revealed. Khalil's only trembling question, Rami Ton, my brother, what will happen to him? Martin's ice-cold reply, he will live, and you from now on no longer exist. Welcome home. The engine roars. The vehicle vanishes into the night. The desert swallows every trace. Hamas never discovered the rat's true identity. Even in internal files as late as 2023, they only have one vague line. Possibly Khalil was coerced by Mossad. Suspicion level 60%. No revenge killing. No hunt for the family. Just a permanent question mark. And Khalil, he now lives in a small European city, under a new name, new nationality, new job, security consultant for oil companies. He still receives his Mossad pension every month. His brother Rami is married with children, never knowing the kidney inside him was paid for with 730 days of betrayal. Sometimes in the dead of night, Khalil still jolts awake, convinced he hears the Nokia 6310i vibrating. Operation The Courier is stamped, never to be declassified. But in internal Mossad training sessions, the final slide still shows 3 white lines on black background. 1. You don't need the top leader. Recruit the right operator and you open the entire organization. 2. Technology is just a tool. The real leverage is family and the terror of losing them. 3. High-level espionage is not an action movie. It is 9 minutes of silence in a dark room when a man voluntarily signs the death warrant of every ideal he once lived and died for. They end every class with one unforgettable sentence. We didn't kill Khalil. We simply brought him back to who he really was. Ghosts of Strategy. End. But before you close this video, remember right now, in some 5-star hotel somewhere in the world, a man is pulling a suitcase into the lobby, and someone is sitting at the bar smiling at him, whispering, I've noticed you come here often. The world of intelligence never sleeps. Thank you for staying until the very last second. If this video sent chills down your spine, leave a like and subscribe. Done. Ghosts of Strategy. Thanks you for staying until the end. See you in the next story, because we still have hundreds of ghosts waiting to be told.